Hello, DCP team. My name is Divya, and I'm assigned as a customer success manager of your account. Today, we will be talking about some of the Adobe Creative Cloud Solutions, Gen AI features, Express and Firefly. We are assuming that you have logged in with your user ID and password into Creative Cloud Solutions. So we'll get started with Adobe Firefly. Sourcing, over to you.
Thanks, Divya. Let me quickly share my screen and let's get started. So the first thing that we would like to show today here is Adobe Firefly, which is one of the most hot topics in creative industry right now. Uh, Gen AI, it is making wave in the market for making design process easy, more accessible, and so on. So what Adobe Firefly is all about? Adobe Firefly, it's a generative AI that has been created to create or to generate content from a descriptive text to the final output. So this is a perfect applications or platform to ideate or create concept art and so on, or even create the final product for using it, for different kind of design collaterals as well. So let's go ahead and see what exactly Firefly does. So in Adobe Firefly, if you go to the web page, firefly.adobe.com, and if you just scroll down here, you will be able to see what are the capabilities that is there in Adobe Firefly. The first one, of course, the most popular one that our user extensively use is text to image. Then we also have generative fill. So these are the two features I would like to focus today. And there are others as well. The and lip sync, but this is still in beta mode, as well as there are different what I call capabilities, such as generate a template, which is of course integrated in Adobe Express. It is shown here by the logo of the application, as well as generate to vector, the generate a regenerative color. All of these are Gen AI capabilities, integrated in various other Adobe core applications as well. So let's get started. Before we get started, if you are new to Adobe Firefly, right, first thing, how to get started with. I will suggest and I would like to recommend that all of you just scroll on at the very bottom and you will see lots of different amazing images that has been already generated by users as well as artists alike. So over here you see there are lots of beautiful images that has been generated, and if you like to see how they have been created, right, you just hover on one of them here and you will be able to see the exact prompt that was used to generate that particular image. So over here, this one, if I hover it, a smiling, fluffy, super long hair, soft 3D cartoon character shape with brown eyes, long eyelashes, right? So that's the exact prompt that was used, and that's the image that was generated. So if you hover these over each and every one of them, you'll get an idea exactly what are the prompts and how people are using it to get various outputs with various effects. All right, so let's get started with our own. So first thing first, in the front home page, let's get back here, click on it, and then let's clear that and put our own prompt. For example, let me just say a ladybug. Now, this prompt is very short and precise. So let's see how it's gonna create it. So once you create a ladybug, right, automatically it's created a ladybug, and that's all. Background not very distinctive or descriptive, and so on. So the more descriptive your promise, the more accurate it's going to be according to the imagination that you have or the thought that you have, right? The more towards the concept that you are aiming for. So before we put all the descriptions again inside the prompt, let's have a look at the left hand side where we have different various options. Let's consider this as the set. Here we are going to set up things like the proportion of the image that we are going to generate. For example, either it's going to be in landscape, portrait, square, widescreen, and so on. So let me go ahead and click here landscape at the moment, and content type. By default, it's going to be an auto. Depending upon the types of output that you're looking for, you can choose between art and photo. So photo, it's more realistic output it's going to give, whereas art, it's going to be more creative, right? It will explore different kinds of effects. And yeah, creativity wise, it's going to be more intense than that. So let me keep auto as well as it is. And these are the two things that you take care of it at a moment. Now, in a ladybug, that's the words we have put. And now let's kind of give more description to that. All right, on a leaf, right? I'm putting on leaf with water droplets all around with sunset in the background. So what we have done is we have put the subject as well as we have described the scene with a background, right? As well as we can also put additional things such as the camera, wide angle view or a macro photography and so on. So I'll put close up, macro photography. Small typo over there. And let's generate ahead. There you go. So now once we put that, more description, we get a lot more details image that we have. Now, apart from that, if you scroll down here, there are different things to explore, such as the reference. Right. In the reference, it will be kind of the composition style that you want to. So you can upload your own, if you have a composition you have in mind, you can upload your own over here and do that. Or else there are options over here. I can say browse gallery, and there are different ways to browse here. I mean, what I call images to pick from. I'm going to pick this one ahead, and then let me just generate it and see how it changes the whole composition with the one we have uploaded. So over here, you see here, we have different circles or spheres around it. So similar to that, it kind of plays the image around. I think this one, the third or the fourth one, works best for us. So I can come here and say generate similar, so that close to that, it will generate with the one that we have in mind. Right. So this is how it works with the what I call options that is here. Also, if you come down here, there are more. For example, here in the style, this is more kind of a visual style, color theme, and all that you want to choose from. We can pick it from here in the reference, visual reference here again. So over here, let me go ahead and let me go with, let's say, the watercolor, and let's generate it. Now again, the style is going to change. There we go. The flower style has changed, and since we have kind of put on the top, realistic or art, according to that, it's kind of generating. Yeah. Again, apart from that, there are certain effects that we can also put into here. Effects, you can put a lot of effects, different, at a moment, at a time, 4 or 5, you can pick it and add it to the single image itself. So this is what, the style will do. Let's put all of this effect and see how it changes the whole output again. Right. So because of the effects that we're putting, it's kind of what I call overridden the watercolor effects, and this is the final output. So you can experiment it by switching or having combination of different what I call compositions or the visual style as well as the effects. All right, moving on to the next feature that I would like to focus on here in Adobe Firefly is generative fill. So this is a very easy way to edit a photo. So click on it. This is the page you're going to get into. Here, we can upload our own photos, and then we will be editing that. For example, let me select this image and upload it. First thing, let's say I want to change the background. Now, before changing the background, it used to be work of person who knows how to edit images in Photoshop and so on. Now in Firefly, it's become very simple task. Just upload the image, click here at below, select background, and once it is selected, a text prompt will be activated, and all you have to do is describe what kind of background you want. For example, mountain sunset, for example, waterfall, all of these, and let's say generate. Let's see what we get. And it takes a while depending upon your internet speed and the server speed. It's take a little bit of time, but it generally do. There you go. We have that sunset, waterfall, and so on. I think the first one, I like the first one the most. Let's keep that. And let me just zoom out a little bit. And let's say I want to expand it. I want to expand the top part. So I can come back here, expand, stay. I need to say keep to make sure that we are keeping the changes that we have made. And let me just expand this. And then a little bit bottom here and say generate as well. So again, whatever you describe, whatever you do, everything is done with a simple, what you call command or simple options over here in Firefly. There you go. There's a line over here a little bit, but ignore that. But otherwise, it looks pretty amazing. All the what I call background as well as shirt, where there was no arms, it has added it and so on. So apart from that, if I want to do more modification, let me just keep this one. I can also select this tool and then select this part, for example, the head, and let's say add. I don't want to remove, sorry. Cancel, let me cancel that. Insert, I want to insert it, not remove it. So insert here, and let me put something like baseball cap and say generate. Oops. Cancel it. There we go. Much better. And if we want more, we can click on more and then, let it generate more variants as well. So that's the quick, capabilities of GenAI or Firefly, Adobe Firefly. And now once you like it, you can keep it. And then, yeah, you can download it or share it. Next, moving on quickly, any images that we generate here in Firefly, we can also, export that into your Adobe Express and start, using that as well in your design. Now let's move ahead quickly to Adobe Express. Now, Adobe Express is a very, very simple web application where students and faculties alike, you will be able to create designs from all the amazing templates that is already created and stored in the library at Adobe Stock, right? So in Adobe Stock, we have images, we have videos, we have audios, as well as various templates that we have. All of those assets, you will be able to access it through Adobe Express, modify those templates for the particular purpose that you want with the content that you intended, and you'll be able to create those designs. So let's go ahead. First thing first, let's go ahead inside Adobe Express, try to create something from the template already available. So if you come to the right hand side over here, left hand side over here, there are different options or buttons that you see here. Among them, one of them is template. Let's go ahead, click there and get started. So when you click on template, you will be able to see various templates that is already there showing you. And then right now, since I'm in India, it's showing me the region as India as well as global. And between that, all the content that is available, it is showing you. So depending upon your region, if you want to have a kind of locally, the local design or local specific, geo-specific designs, you can also pick that particular region and then you can select that. So one of the advantage of that is, for example, if there is a local festival that is coming up, right? For those kind of greeting cards or invitations, right? Most of the time, the templates over here, they are updated, and new templates are recommended, in the seasonal moments or cultural and so on. All right, so that's a very, very good way to start off. So let me go ahead and use this template over here. Now, before we go to the template, I want you to focus over here. Some of the template, they have, lots of circles over here. Some of them, they have crowns, and some of them, they have squares, like the one we see here, right? So each and every one of them has meaning. If they have a circle, that means this template has animations within this template. And if it has square, it means that it has multiple pages within that particular template. And if you see a crown, it is a premium. It is accessible only to the premium member or premium account user. As a K-12 customer, I think you will be able to access this as well. So at the moment, let me go here and click on this template. And first thing first, click on this and say customize template. So what it does is that it will lead you to a windows where you will be able to customize everything. So first thing first, if I want to change the background colors of these, right? Of course, if the whole thing is image, and if I want to change the background, you can come here and remove the background or change the background color as well. So, but now, as of right now, we won't be able to do that modification because we have the background as image itself. That's the reason why we won't be able to do anything on that. But one thing we can do is we can replace the image. If I don't want this image that is here, what we can do, select the image, and on the right hand side, left hand side, the option that we see here, there are many things that we can do. First thing, if I want to erase the background, that is the colors around the subject that we are saying, it will do for us. There we go. So let me just cancel that. That's one thing we can do. Remove object. If there are certain things that I don't want, I can select those and it will remove that particular area for me. Again, now we are seeing the capabilities that we have in Adobe Firefly, right? That is being now integrated to inside Adobe Express as well. So there, it is removed. The orange is removed. And let me just discard it. So this way, we will be able to modify or edit the image again. Or if you want to change the image entirely, on the top, you see here, click on this replace image. What is this that it allows you is that it allows you to replace the image. So I'll go to photos, replace with a photo, and in the photos, you can upload from your device that you have, or if you want to, you can search it here and it will show you, different results from Adobe stock. So for example, choose bottle. I'll say orange juice bottle. There you go. We have different varieties of orange juice. I think this one, I like this one a lot. So just click on that and that image is replaced. Right. So it's very, very easily we will be able to replace that. And let's say if I want to remove the background again, come here, not erase. Yep. All I have to do is erase the background. Click on this and you'll be able to erase it. Again, no editing. I'm not going to do any editing now. Let me just cancel it. Apart from that, now, if I want to edit the text, select the text and we will be able to change any of the text over here. Fresh and new, for example, change it, and the font size or the text, the way it looks, you can modify it with different presets that is available here. The color, if you want to change the color, you can change it from down here, red, blue, green, whatever the color you want, you will be able to change it here as well. Now here, again, orange dreamsicle. I'm going to change something here because the readability is kind of very, very less. So the effect that you see behind, right, that is done through here. If you scroll down here, you will see a lot of different effects that is here. At the moment, it's on glow. I like the glow, but I don't like the color. Let me change that. Let's say into red or black, something like that. Let me go with. All right. And then text color, let's change the text color to orange. Fill, let's change to orange color. All right, this one again, text color, it's in yellow. All right, so this is as easy as this. We have just created the design. Next thing, what if now I want to use this template for different regions, and they have different languages. If you want to change it, how you're going to do that? So we have this option called translate at the very top. Click on it, and select the language you want to translate into, and Filipino, for example, and then Japanese, Italian, Korean, select it and just click translate. As easy as this, when you click on it, what's happened is that for each and every language that we have selected, it will create a duplicate templates for us. There you go. For each and every language, it has created a different version of it. So it's a very useful tool, not just for educators and students, but for marketing as well. So you see how well it fits into various industries. It's a very simple tool that you can access if you have a digital device that can access internet with your what I call internet browser. You'll be able to use Express. Next, once you have created everything, right, what do you want to do? Let's say I want to, for this one particular one, I want to add some more interactivity. All I have to do is come down here. There's an option called animation. I can click on that and I can put any animations or text effects over here. There you go, fresh. And I want this one to drop down. For example, again, animation, drop down. So this is the drop that is coming down. And this one I want to fade in. Let's go back to animation again. Okay, or let's say flicker it. Nope, typewriter. Let's do that. Now everything is done. Now when I play this, all the animations are happening simultaneously, right? I don't want that. I want each and every individual animation to happen at different time. So what I can do, come here, show layer timing, change that. And then you can select each and every element over here and change their timing. So first thing first, I want to drag this one. After some times, the first animation, I want this to start from the beginning. So this one remained the same, and just in time for summer, this one at the very end. Once fresh and new is done. So this is the marker for fresh and new. So coming down here and done. Now when I play the whole thing, there we go, it plays, right? Also, now we have kind of an animation added, and we can also extra thing that we can do is add an audio music as well. So there are various video audios, that is music, available over here. We can Google it. I mean, you can search it here and you can find which one suit the best. And just if you like this one, for example, click and drag it and automatically it will sync with the scene. And when you play it, the image or the audio is also added. Additionally, on the options here, you can control, fade in, fade out, as well as the volume of the audio. You will be able to control that. Now, once everything is designed, the last thing we can do is come here. Either we can share it in your social media, or you can share it with the people that you're working with, right? You can add their name, for example, Divya. I can add, and then I can ask her to comment or edit. I can do that. I can collaborate with them, or I can directly go here and share to social media. Right, we will be able to share to social media. And one important thing is, for different social media, there are different sizes. We will be able to resize it here again. We can pick any of those social media platform, or purpose that you're looking for, you can select them and say duplicate and resize, and automatically it will resize and duplicate it for us as well for different social media sizes. So that's how easy it is here in Adobe Express to design uh, any kind of marketing collaterals from template to finish. And also similarly, if you want to create from scratch, we can also do that by coming here, clicking on this icon, and then we can create our custom size if it's poster or a larger kind of a content size you want. You can always, of course, prefer your custom size and create, or already if you want to go with a predefined one, for example, Instagram posts, flyer, and so on. There are different sizes available depending upon the situation, social media, video, photo, and so on, right? We can pick that as well. So we can pick that, click on it, and as soon as you create that, of course, automatically it will always give you an option to choose a template so that it makes your design work much simpler. Or else if you want to start creating everything on your own, we can always go back from template to media. You can search for different photos to put for background images and so on. And similarly that we have modified from template, right? You will be able to put all those content easily on your own and will be able to create it. So that's how simple it is. So let me just show you quickly how to create a what I call put an image here. So again, let's say mountains, for example. I'll just put mountains and let's see all of the images that we see here. All right, here we go. I like this and I'm putting this as a background. But I'm not, let's say, I am not very content with the image because I need to put, let's say, a product over here, a shoe or something over here. Let's say running shoe. There we go. Add it. Now let me remove background, click on it, let it load, then the option will be, activate. So click on this. There we go. And to make the, what I call, let's say the shoe stand out, I want to make the background a little blurry. I can come down here, effects, select the image and come down here, effects, right? There are different ways to, make the image kind of different colors and so on. Here we have duotone, as well as we can customize the duotone from here as well. Or let's go back, effect, none. Let's go to adjustment. Over here, we have this option to blur up the image as well so that the image stands out. Again, there are different things in the library. Again, we have design assets, something like this. Let me just put it behind. And we have layers here at the right hand side where we can, customize or change the way the contents are as well. And if I want to upload text, come here, click add text. Running. For example, just a code, I'm just making it up, add it, and then I can simply come up with different things. Come back here, change the color and similarly, as we have seen showcase in the previous one when we modified template, you can add different elements and so on here, completely with the animations, and you can have the output. So this is two ways. One, we have created a template, created a design from a template, and second one, directly from scratch. So there are lots of different, options over here that you can explore to make it more dynamics or more creative inside your document as well. So with this, I'll one up here, that's a small brief introduction about Adobe Express, where you can easily, design something out of the template, or starting from scratch, you will be able to create, a very effective posters or various design as well. So in Adobe Express, not just poster, there are lots of different things you can create, such as you can edit a video, you can create a presentation, you can edit your PDF, you can even create a portfolio website here in Adobe Express. So with this, the tools that we have showcased, we and we hope that you will be able to just get started with Express and explore more. Thank you. I'll hand it over to my colleagues, Pravin, at a moment. Yeah, Pravin, take it over.
All right, team, give me one moment. Let me quickly change my display right here. All right, let me quickly share my screen. Give me a moment here. All right, and I guess we have our screen up. All right, so Sourcing has taken you through Adobe Firefly and Express, and I'm going to take you through Photoshop and Illustrator. We'll be specifically focusing on all the Gen AI features in Photoshop and Illustrator. I'm going to start off with Photoshop here. So the very first thing that we want to focus, or we wanted to show you on Photoshop, is how we can add and remove things in Photoshop using the power of generative AI. Now I have a very simple image here. If you see on the right hand side, I don't have any layers. Now the very first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to remove something from this composition. So in order to remove something, I can use any of the selection tool. I probably prefer lasso tool, so I'm going to select lasso here. I'm going to zoom it a little bit, and if you see on the bottom left hand side corner, we have this bench. So if I have to remove it in Photoshop, there are multiple ways available. Before generative AI, we had the option to do clone stamping, and we also had the option to do or remove it via content aware. But here what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick selection. See, I'm not even doing a very precise selection. I'm doing a quick random selection here. Once the selection is done, all I have to do is click on generative fill, and I will get this place where I can put in a prompt. Now, if I have to replace the stone bench with something else, what I can do is I can actually put a prompt here, or else if I just want to remove the bench, I will leave this blank and then I'm going to click on generate. Let's give it a moment. All right, see. So it has perfectly removed the stone bench from here. And every time we generate something in Photoshop, it basically gives us three different variations. So if you see on the top right hand side, we have three variations. So this is variation number 1. This is variation number 2. And this is variation number 3. In all three cases, Photoshop did a very fantastic job. Even if I zoom it, I won't be able to make it out exactly at what point the morphing or the stitching started, at what point it ended. So that is flawless. Now, the same variations can be accessed via this toolbar as well. If you see, if I go back, this is the second variation, this is the first variations. Now, we've seen how we can remove something in Photoshop using the power of generative AI. Now we'll try to add something in Photoshop using the power of Gen AI. So what I'm going to do here is, if you see on the right hand side, we have a small kind of rocky mountain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly put a rough selection here, and I'm going to click on generative fill, and this time I'm going to put in something. So let me say I'm going to add a castle right here. Let's click on generate, and now Photoshop will actually add a castle on top of this rocky mountain. Let's give it some time. All right, here we go. So, like in the previous case, it always gives us three variations. So this is variation number one, this is variation number two, and this is variation number three. In all these three cases, Photoshop has actually managed to add a castle on top of this rocky mountain, and it has stitched it with the existing composition in such a way that it looks natural or hyper realistic. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly select the entire road that I have here, and I'm going to replace the entire road with a lake. You might be wondering why I am doing that. Give me some time. Once it is being replaced with the lake, I'll tell you why I am doing this. So I'm going to type in lake with water. Any moment now. All right, see. So again, this has given us three variations. So this is variation number one, variation number two, and variation number three. I just wanted to focus on the water. In all three variations, you can see the reflection of the castle that we have generated, and we can also see the reflection of the sky. Now, the idea behind me showing this is to make you understand and actually to tell you that generative AI is not randomly placing anything based on our selection. The generative AI is basically analyzing the entire composition and intelligently placing the requested frame or the thing there. In this case, if you see, in the first variation, we can see the reflection of the castle. In the second variation, we can also see the reflection of the castle right here. In the third variation as well, we can see the reflection of the castle. So based on our prompt, AI is actually working on your composition very intelligently. Now on that note, let me just quickly jump into the other part where we have Genfill. This is another example that I wanted to show you, like how Gen AI actually screens or understands the overall composition and then give you result. So in this composition, what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to do a random selection like this, and I'm going to remove this reindeer from here. Let me click on generative fill and click on generate. Any moment now. All right, so see, the reindeer is gone. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a quick selection here, and instead of a reindeer, I'm going to add a lion right here. So the selection has been done. I'm going to click on generative fill. Let me add LION lion right here. And now we have got three different variations here. So this is variation number one, variation number two, and variation number three. In all three variations, again, I want you to focus on the hair of the line right here. Now, the Gen AI understands that the picture has been taken from the front and the subject is in the middle and the light is actually coming from the back end. So based on that, if you see the highlights that you see on the lion's hair, this is the exact result that you get if you're going to take a picture from front and if your object is in the middle and the light is actually coming from the back end. So this is second example I wanted to show you, like how intelligent the Gen AI is when it comes to stitching composition. Let's move ahead with the next feature that we have, which is generative expand. So now we have learned how we can add things in Photoshop, how we can remove things in Photoshop. Now we will learn how we can expand things in Photoshop. Currently, I have got a portrait image right here of a line. Now, in case if I have to expand this, it's pretty simple using Gen AI. All I have to do is just increase the canvas just like that. And all I have to do is click on generative expand and click on generate. Now you will see within a couple of seconds, the AI will stitch the entire image. So now a portrait image will be converted into a landscape image. There you go. And this is the first variation. This is the second variation, and this is the third variation. In all three cases, it has done a very good job. Moving on to the next part. Now, how we can replace things in Photoshop. For example, specifically if I talk about dress. So now if I see here, I have a model right here. And let's say if I want to change dress, I can do that with generative AI, but I want to do something extra here. So I have already did a selection. I'm going to load that selection here. I'm going to click on load selection, and there you go. And I'm going to select the selection that I have previously. Now, if you see, I have already selected the dress of the model right here. Now, if I click on generative fill, I also get an option to upload a reference image. So now either I can actually say change the dress to pink, red or white or whatever I want, or else I can select a dress. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to select a dress as a reference image. I'm going to click on choose image, and let's go to my Photoshop and see right here. I'm going to select this dress. I'm going to click on open, and then I will click on generate. Now what Photoshop will do, Photoshop will replace this dress with the one that I have added as a reference image. Let's wait. There you go. So this is variation number 1, this is variation number 2, and this is variation number 3. In all three cases, it really did a very fabulous job. So in case if you want to change something, replace something, again, the same can be achieved in Photoshop using the power of generative AI. Moving on to the next section, we have recently added how we can remove a lot of distractions in Photoshop. So currently I have got a beautiful image with me. The only problem with this image is I have got a lot of wires and cables going around, which is not good when it comes to an image. Now, Photoshop is a powerful photo editing software. We can remove these things manually, but trust me, it's going to take a lot of time. So what we can do is we can actually use the latest feature that we have added into Photoshop. I am going to use the remove tool right here. If you go right here, this is the remove tool. The moment you click on remove tool, if you see, we have something on the top which says find distractions. So all we have to do is click on find distractions, and this time it's going to be wires and cables. So all I have to do is click on wires and cables and wait for a couple of seconds. All these wires and cables will be gone. I don't have to do a lot of manual work. Most of the heavy lifting is done by Photoshop and our generative AI. Let's wait any moment now. There you go. Within less than 5 seconds, we were able to achieve this wonderful result where almost all the cables and wires are gone. You still can see a couple of things right here. This is not a cable, and that is the reason why it has not been removed. But we have already selected the remove tool. What we can do is I can select this option where it says auto, and I can do a quick selection like this so that it can remove it. So that's gone. I'm going to remove this. I'm going to remove this. For example, I'm going to remove this. So a very powerful editing we did, and it took us less than 1 minute to achieve the result. Likewise, we also have something which says people distractions. If you see, if you are able to capture a beautiful image of a beautiful place, the only problem is you cannot avoid people. And if you see, I have got a very beautiful landscape composition. The only problem with this image is we have got a lot of people right here. Now, again, I can select all these peoples manually and remove in Photoshop. But again, this is a very time taking process. Now, instead of that, what I can do is I can select the remove tool from here, and in distractions, instead of wires and cables, what I can do, I can select people. One single click and it has identified almost all the people in the image. I'm going to zoom and show you. It has identified the people and it has also identified the shadow. So people has been selected, shadow has been selected, and if I scroll towards the right, I can see a couple of people, or probably the heads were not selected. In that case, you would require a little bit manual intervention, but that won't take more than a few seconds. So I was able to manually select a few of the people that we have missed. And then once you're pretty satisfied with your selection, all you have to do is click on this tick mark or hit enter or return key on your system. Now, let's wait any moment now. This will be removed and you will be getting a perfect composition without any people distractions. There you go. So it has not only removed the people from here, it has already removed shadows. And if you see, the light that is coming from the building has been reconstructed, because earlier people were actually distracting the light, and on top of that, their shadows as well. I'm going to zoom it and I'm going to turn the pic towards right so that you can see almost every single person in this composition is completely gone. So that will be a quick update on generative AI inside Photoshop and how we can harness the power of generative AI inside Photoshop to be more creative and more productive. On that note, let me quickly jump into Illustrator and let's see what we have in Illustrator when it comes to generative AI. So this is Illustrator. So again, in Photoshop, we have learned how we can generate image using a simple text prompt. So anything that you generate in Photoshop will be raster image, but in Illustrator, you can actually simply give a text prompt and it will generate vector graphics for you or vector image for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do put a placeholder right here, just like that. Let me remove the stroke. I don't want the stroke right now. Now, once you select this, you and now you'll have to click on this option that says generate vectors beta. Now here we have three categories available. One, we have scene. Second, we have subject, and then we have icon. So we're going to explore all these options. So first I'm going with a subject. So subject can be anything. It can be a particular thing. It can be a fruit. It can be a phone. So basically it's a subject that we are focusing on. An icon, it's simply an icon that doesn't require any explanation. And when we talk about the first option, which is scene, so basically we are referring to an entire composition. So let's click on subject first. So what I'm going to do is I'll click on subject and I'm in catfish, and then I'm going to click on generate. So if you see, we have catfish generated, and like Photoshop, we have got three different variations. So variation number 1 is right here, variation number 2 is right here, variation number 3 is right here. So we have got three variations of catfish. To double check that we have generated an actual vector graphics, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on layers, and this is the fish that I have. I'm going to expand the layers and I'm going to show you this. This is pure vector. Every single element that you see here is actually a vector graphics. So on that note, I'm going to put the fish aside and I'm going to take another placeholder, and this time we're going to generate an icon. So I will click on this, and this time I'm going to select an icon. So Sourcing, what would you recommend? Any icon that you want me to generate? Any icon?
Coffee shop.
Okay. Coffee shop. I'm going to generate an icon for coffee shop, and then I will click on generate. So this is how we create an icon. And be it an icon, be it a subject or a scene, in all three cases, we are basically generating pure vector. See, we have got a beautiful icon of a coffee shop, and this is version number 1. And then we have version number 2, and then we have version number 3. So we have an icon ready. Now we'll create a scene. Now again, I'm going to put a placeholder like this, and then I'm going to click on generate vectors. And this time I will select scene. Now, if you see, be it scene, subject, or an icon, underneath we have a slider that talks about detail. So that means if you slide the slider towards the right, you will have more details in your vector graphics. But if you are actually sliding this towards the right, you will get more details. However, it will take a bit longer than usual. Why? Because AI is adding a lot more details. So this time I'm going to select a scene, and now I'll have to describe the complete scene so that the Gen AI can generate a complete scene for you. So maybe a cat playing with a blue ball in a park with children. There you go. And now I'm going to click on generate. Now, when it comes to the overall composition or when you're creating a scene, it is always recommended to actually put a very descriptive prompt so that AI can generate accurate results for you. AI has already started generating those images. All right, there you go. So this is the first variation of the image that we have right here, and this is the second variation, and this is the third variation. This is how we create a scene, subject, or an icon in Illustrator using the power of generative AI. One thing that I want to show you is you can also take style references. So for example, I've created a catfish using the quick prompt. Now I can also take style references. So for example, if you see on the right hand side, I have got three images here. This looks like a pencil sketch. This looks like normal image. This looks like neon mushrooms. No, let's say if I want to add this theme of neon mushrooms to my catfish, what I can do is I can just click on my catfish, click on generate, and this time I have an option where it says I can choose a style reference. I'm going to click on choose asset, and then this will give us a small dropper. I'll have to click on this, and the style reference will be taken. See, the style reference has been taken. Now all I have to do is click on generate. Now it will again generate a catfish, but the only difference is the catfish will adopt the style reference that we have taken. Let's wait. There you go. So this is the first variation. This is the second variation, and this is the third variation. In all three cases, the catfish really looks like the mushroom. For example, if I want to do pencil sketch, I can do that as well. So what I can do, I can just take this, I can replace asset, and this time I'm going to select on this bird, which is kind of a pencil sketch. And then if I click on generate, it will again generate catfish, but this time the catfish will look like as if it was pencil sketched. Let's wait. If you see on the top right hand side, it's generating right now. All right, there you go. So we have got a catfish, which kind of looks like this bird right here. I'm going to put it right here. So this is one variation. This is the second variation, and this is the third variation. So this is how you generate vectors in Illustrator using the power of generative AI. The other thing that I want to show you is now if we can sketch something basic inside Illustrator, and then you can use the power of Adobe Firefly to actually make that into a really appealing powerful vector graphics. So currently I have got this outline. I have got a simple outline of a bird right here. I'm going to select that. And the moment I do that, if you see, we have something that says Gen Shape Fill. I can click on that. And now this looks like a bird. What I'm going to do is with forest background. And before I do that, I'll have to remove the reference style reference because it will create something based on that. So I'll have removed the style reference, and this time I'm going to click on generate. Now, if you see, based on the outline that I have provided, generative AI was able to create a beautiful parrot and the background based on my description. Now, the beauty of the application or Gen AI is it is actually creating the entire composition within the sketch that I have did. It is not actually exceeding those boundaries. So this is variation number 1, this is variation number 2, and this is variation number 3. So the idea is, you can actually do a basic sketch and you can actually tell generative AI to create something beautiful out of it. So, and the next thing that I want to show you in Illustrator is generative. You can generate a lot of patterns. So I'm going to put a placeholder once again here. Just me click here. I don't want, okay, there you go. So now for this time, what I'm going to do is click on window and we're going to select generate patterns. So now we will get this window by which we can generate a lot of patterns, and that too. Okay, so maybe I'm going to generate a patterns on maple leaves. So apple leaves multicolor. Now, all of us knows that in Illustrator and Photoshop, we can create patterns, but creating a seamless pattern takes a lot of time. Why? Because you'll have to align the top, left, right, and bottom in such a way that if you expand the canvas, that has to be repeated in such a way that you won't be seeing those lines. So now I was able to create this patterns based on the text prompt that I have given, maple leaves with multicolor, and this is what I mean by creating a seamless pattern. This is pattern number 1, this is pattern number 2, and this is pattern number 3. And for example, if you want to apply those patterns in your maybe you have a design of a t-shirt, you want to see how that looks, just click on that t-shirt, click on the maple thing, it's been applied. Click on the t-shirt, click on this pattern that you have generated, click on the t-shirt, click on the pattern that you have generated. So it gives you a quick pattern, and you will be able to edit those patterns. So once the pattern has been generated, it's not that you won't be able to edit those patterns. You still have got the capability to edit those patterns. So if you want to edit those patterns, go to that respective pattern, click on this 3 dots and click on edit pattern, and you will be here where you will be able to edit every single element in the pattern. So this is how we can generate vectors in Illustrator using the power of generative AI. There is one last option that I want to show you in Illustrator, which is generative recolor. Now this is really good. For example, you have an artwork right here, and if you see, I'll show you the layers that we have under this artwork. So this is the artwork that we have, and look at the number of layers that we have in this artwork. Now, if you have to recolor this artwork, we can do it in Illustrator. For example, if I click on recolor, this is the old way of doing it. Either I can do a manual selection like this, or I can click on advanced options and I can actually rely on the previous color swatches that I have created. Or what I can do is I can take help from generative AI. So we will click on recolor, and this time we will click on this option that says generative recolor. Now I can describe exactly what I want. So I'm going to type in blue, pink, red, green, and yellow theme. Now what generative AI will do based on the prompt that I have given, which is blue, pink, red, green, and yellow theme, it will actually recolor my artwork. See, so this is the first variation, this is the second variation, this is the third variation, and this is the fourth variation. Now, if you're not satisfied with any of the variations, you can click on generate once again. It will actually give you 4 more variations to work on. In case if you don't want to put in your prompt, we also have a lot of sample prompts available right here. You can choose it from there as well. The second thing and the second best thing that I want to focus here is you can actually use a combination of both. So you can actually put a prompt, and on top of that, you can also add manual colors from here. So for example, I'm going to add one color from here. I'm going to add another color from here, and let me add another color from here. So now you can actually get a combination of both AI and manual. So now if I'm going to click on generate, it will actually take reference from the prompt that I've given and also the manual colors that I have picked up. There you go. So variation number 1, variation number 2, variation number 3, and variation number 4. So that will be a quick update on generative AI features inside Photoshop and Illustrator. So the idea of generative AI is to make you more productive and increase your ideation velocity. So all you have to do is like have that beautiful idea in your mind and convert your idea into a very descriptive prompt, and then use the power of generative AI to make your imagination into reality. On that note, this is Praveen, and I'm signing off.
Hello, DCP. As teachers, we often face several challenges, from developing lesson plans, writing assessments, creating instructional materials, and even managing the classroom. But Microsoft 365 offers solutions to these challenges. Today, we're diving into Microsoft productivity tools to see how they can make our task as teachers more efficient and our delivery of lessons more engaging. But first of all, do not forget to activate your DepEd provided Microsoft account, as this will give you access to all of the amazing tools that you can utilize so that you can achieve more.
Activating your Microsoft 365 account is easy. Go to portal.office.com and select the Sign In button. Enter your DepEd email address. That is first name, dot, last name, at deped.gov.ph, and click on Next. If you're having trouble accessing your account or have other account-related concerns, please reach out to your school IT officer. Enter your temporary password and click Sign In. When logging in for the first time, you'll be required to change your password to a newer, stronger one. We encourage you to use a combination of uppercase and lowercase letters, numbers, and special characters. Please remember this password. Losing it will prevent you from accessing your account. We want to make sure that your account is fully protected. For this example, let's choose Authenticate via phone. This is the fastest and easiest way to secure your account for most users. Note that you can also secure your account via email or security questions. Enter your mobile number. Make sure that this number is active because it will be tied to your account. To receive a verification code, select Text My Mobile Number or Call My Mobile Number. Enter the 6-digit code and click Next. Congratulations! Your account is now fully verified. Once activated, you can click on the App Launcher to see and explore all the apps and tools available to you. To download the latest authentic copy of Microsoft Office with Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and more, click on Install Office at the upper right portion. Activate now to start using your Microsoft 365 account today.
If you have any account-related concerns, kindly reach out to your school IT coordinator. Let's get started.
First up is Microsoft Word, a versatile tool for creating and editing documents. We'll explore how it can assist us in writing lesson plans, worksheets, and other instructional materials. Within Microsoft Word, there are several features that can simplify our writing tasks. Let's begin with the editor and dictation tools, which can help us create lesson plans and worksheets more efficiently.
Here is an example of a teacher-made lesson plan. Isa sa features ng Microsoft Word na pwede natin gamitin when writing lesson plans ay ang editor na makikita under the Home tab. Pag clinic ang editor icon, makikita natin ang editor score na mag-guide sa atin on how we can improve our lesson plan. Magbabago yung editor score natin based on the tone that we choose. Pwedeng formal, professional, or casual. Since this is a lesson plan, formal ang gagamitin natin to check our document. At the same time, automatic na rin na-check if we need to make necessary corrections sa ating lesson plan, specifically on spelling and grammar. If we click spelling, madadirect tayo sa misspelled words and may provided suggestions on the correct spelling. Dito, we'll use the American version for analyzing. Sometimes, may madedetect ding misspelled words na hindi naman talaga incorrect ang spelling, so we just ignore them. It's important pa rin to check the provided corrections one by one. The same applies when you click grammar. You will be directed to the sentence that considered ungrammatical and you'll be provided with a suggestion on how to correct it. May options then on how you can refine your work in terms of clarity, conciseness, formality, and others. Na-identify din through editor kung original ba yung ating output. This gives us an idea if there's any similarity with our work to online sources. So that's all for editor. Isa ring useful feature ni Microsoft Word ay ang dictate. We can use it if mas convenient for us to speak than to type. For example, ask them if the dominant voice is used appropriately in the given sample. Poll students to justify their answer. Ngayon naman, i-try natin ang editor and dictate features when preparing worksheets. So under the Home tab, let's click editor icon. Once again, makikita natin ang editor score and this time it's 83%. We can adjust the tone whether we want formal, professional, or casual. Automatic na rin na-check if there are spelling errors kagaya ng dictionary. This time, yung to din, correctly spelled naman siya so i-skip natin siya. Because and the word opposite. Sa grammar naman, ang suggestion niya ay defining. However, when you reread the sentence, ang mas tamang word na ipapalit ay defined. It's important talaga that you check each correction one by one. The other grammar error is has become. There are also provided refinements. Try natin yung punctuation conventions. So this time, sinasuggest niya na gumamit tayo ng Oxford comma. Subukan naman natin ang dictate feature when preparing worksheets. Identify the type of context clue used in each item. Write the letter of your answer before each number. And then you make the necessary revisions if there's any. You capitalize and you observe proper punctuation.
Another fantastic feature of Microsoft Word is mail merge. This tool allows us to generate easily and quickly bulk certificates for our students. Let's see how it works.
Another feature ng Microsoft Word that's useful for the teachers is mail merge that we can use to generate bulk certificates for our learners. For example, kapag nagbibigay tayo ng certificates to our quarterly achievers o kaya naman those who participate in the events that we prepare. The first thing that we need to do is to make sure na meron na tayong certificate template. Next ay kailangan natin itong isave by clicking File and then save a copy and then save it as not as a PowerPoint presentation but as a PNG or portable network graphics format. And then click Save. May magpa-prompt sa inyong screen but ang piliin nyo ay ang just this one. Once done, pwede na tayong pumunta sa Microsoft Word. Una natin gagawin is to click Insert and then Pictures and then choose Insert Picture from this device. Hanapin natin yung certificate template na sinave natin kanina as PNG. Now, i-adjust natin ang layout options. Pwede natin piliin ang A4 para sa size ng paper at mas maganda na landscape ang orientation for our certificates. And then, Make sure na ang ating layout options ay behind text. And then, i-resize natin ang ating certificate template. Also, make sure that it's at the center of the paper. Pag okay na yung certificate template, let's click Insert and then choose Text Box. Piliin natin yung single text box and i-place natin yung text box dun sa line ng ating certificate template. Let us also make sure that the text box has no fill and no outline. And then i-adjust natin yung size ng text box. Once finalized na yung text box, i-review natin yung Excel file kung saan manggagaling yung names for our certificates. Kailangan lang natin i-make sure na yung headings like learner name, age, email, phone number ay nakalagay sa first row ng ating Excel file. Another thing that we need to consider is the correct spelling of the names of the learners who will receive the certificates. Pag nakabalik na tayo sa Microsoft Word, i-highlight natin yung text box and then click the Mailings tab. Then click Select Recipients and then choose Use an Existing List. After that, hanapin natin and piliin natin yung Excel file na prepare natin a while ago. Click Open and then OK. The next step is to click the Mailings tab again and then choose Insert Merge Field. And piliin natin yung learner name para yung names ng learners ang lalabas sa ating certificates na i-generate. After that, i-adjust natin yung text box by choosing our desired font. We can also use the boldface. We can also adjust the font size as well as the placement of the text box. Once okay na yung text box, i-click natin ulit yung Mailings tab. And para makita natin what our certificates look like, we can click Preview Results. And we can click the arrows para makikita natin yung entries. And lastly, let's click Finish and Merge and then choose Edit Individual Documents. Make sure na napili natin yung all and then click OK. After that, madadirect tayo to another Word file containing the bulk certificates that we were able to generate using Mail Merge. Lastly, let's not forget to save this file and naming it as Brigada Escuela Certificates. After doing so, the certificates are now ready for printing.
Next, we'll move on to Microsoft Excel, which is excellent for managing data. We'll focus on how to track student attendance and performance using the Analyze Data feature.
One feature of Microsoft Excel that teachers can use is Analyze Data. This is one tool na pwedeng magamit ng teachers when looking at the attendance of the learners. Here, we have an example of a table showing the attendance of 10 learners from November 18 to 22. To use the Analyze Data feature, kailangang i-highlight ng teachers yung data na gusto nilang i-examine. After that, they can find the Analyze Data icon under the Home tab. In this feature, may insights provided sa Excel to help the teachers get a big picture of the learners' data. In this example, makikita ni teacher na on November 18, may 7 learners who attended the class and 3 who did not. The teacher can also check the other insights suggested by Excel. May option din ng teachers to ask questions like, how many learners were absent last November 21? Makikita agad ni teacher na may 3 absentees on that day. Pwede ring i-check ni teacher yung mismong table to confirm if tama yung provided data. Try din natin to ask how many learners were present last November 19. After clicking enter, malalaman agad ng teacher kung ilan yung umattend ng class on that day. Teachers can definitely find this feature helpful as they no longer have to check all data every time.
Now, let's move on to a tool that has been used by teachers for so many years, Microsoft PowerPoint. We'll explore how to prepare interactive presentations and develop digital storybooks that captivate our students' attention.
How can we transform this presentation into a visually appealing and interactive lesson for your learners? Alam nyo teachers, napakasimple lang po ng mga steps na ginawa ko. So for example, you already have here a slide and you know your topic. We can explore and insert different icons sa inyong slide. So for this example, ang ginamit ko po ay 3D models and you can find it here. So you have the insert tab, click 3D models, and pwede nyo pong hanapin or i-type yung gusto po ninyong i-insert. So kung available po siya, meron pong mag-a-appear dito. So ang nilagay ko lamang po dyan ay ang salitang Earth. I search for it. At ito po yung mga options na lumabas. Ito po yung insert po natin na image. So click nyo lang yan and then insert. And ganito na po siya lalabas. No? Now, what's good about 3D models is because it is 3D, you can have many options for the different perspectives of your object. So, halimbawa itong Earth, dahil 3D siya, pwede natin siya ikot-ikutin at pwede natin iba-ibahin yung perspective or yung posisyon ng 3D model na napili natin. No? So, balik lang po natin siya sa original niya na position kanina. Ito naman pong si Polly ay isa lamang sa mga characters na nakita ko po dito rin sa icon. So, you have here the 3D models na pwede nyo pa pong i-explore on your own. Marami po tayong mga stock models dyan. Pwede kayong maghanap. Ngayon, kung wala naman po na available sa object na gusto nyong i-add, you might want to explore icons. Dito, nagulat talaga ako na ang dami palang fun things na pwede kong ilagay sa slide ko. So aside from the images that we've already known in the past, you also have different icons here. Itong mga icons na ito, pwede po nating baguhin yung kulay ng bawat isa dito. Also, meron din tayong mga cutout people na pwede nating include sa ating slides. Wala na po yung mga backgrounds and it's very inclusive. Next, we also have stickers at dito ko po nakuha yung character ko na si Polly. Ang maganda dito, kapag may isang character, meron siyang different emotions, different actions na ginagawa. So, pwedeng for different slides, iba-iba po yung pwede nating mailagay. And later, ipapakita ko po sa inyo paano natin magagamit itong stickers or yung cartoon people para makagawa tayo ng ating digital storybook. Ang 3D model na to, meron din siyang different animations na pwede nyong i-apply. Aside from the usual animations na alam po ninyo, so merong arrive, ganyan yung itsura niya, di ba ang cute, turntable, tingnan lang natin isa-isa, swing, at ito yung ginamit ko, jump and turn, meron ding leave, yan. So explore na lang po natin yan because it's so fun to use. Okay, ngayon, what I did with this as well is nag-apply po ako ng transition na tinatawag nating morph. Marami po tayong example ng transitions here. But for this example, gamit lang ako ng morph. So, in-apply ko yan. And then, I made another slide using the same 3D model. Diba? Pares lang po yan. Pero, iniba ko po yung perspective. No? So, inikot ko po siya ng kaunti. And then, I just added here some other sa words or text po ng pangalan ng layers of the earth. I also added here another icon or sticker rather. And ganito na po yung kinalabasan niya. There. So, halimbawa po, tapos na po tayo sa ating lesson proper and we just want to conduct a very quick formative assessment sa ating mga learners. Pwede po itong in a form of pop quiz, pwede sigurong in a form of recap, or pwede ring motivation bago po mag-start yung ating klase. So, instead of just having this slide na nandoon yung ating question, nandoon yung ating answers, we can actually explore and make it more interactive. Ngayon, sa Microsoft 365 PowerPoint, pwede na po tayong mag-embed ng ating forms, no? Microsoft Forms is now seamlessly embedded sa ating mga slides para hindi na po tayo lalabas ng PowerPoint or magda-download pa tayo ng ibang software or application. Nandito na po siya sa loob. So, the embedded form here adds a little bit more of interactivity for your learners. Kasi, what it does is, so we have here the question, right? And then, we have here the QR code. So, given that the learners have mobile device or data, pwede po nila itong i-scan at makakapagsagot po sila doon sa inyong question. And right away, real time, makikita po ng buong klase yung percentage ng mga sumagot. So, as you can see in this example, no, 75% yung sumagot ng cross and 25% sa mantel. And quickly, just to show you, ganito po natin siya ginawa. Just click the Insert tab and piliin lang po natin yung forms. Ngayon, as you can see, meron na po akong existing na form, but you can create a new form or a new quiz. So, piliin ko lang po itong Science Pop Quiz na ginawa ko. And, piliin natin yung interactive meeting kasi gusto po natin na real-time makasagot yung mga learners at real-time ay makita rin nila yung percentage nung mga nag-submit ng kanilang answers. And, this is it. Now, on to our digital storybook. Halimbawa, mayroon na po tayong pamagat ng ating kwento. Ngayon, magsisimula po tayo sa paglalagay ng mga character sa page ng ating slide. So, think of your slide as your pages for the digital storybook. So, for this example, again, click natin yung icon. Maraming pagpipilian dito. Pwede kayong kumuha sa stickers, but I will get from Cartoon People. What I like about Cartoon People is meron siyang different categories and meron din siyang scenes. No, tingnan natin anong meron dito. Ayan, as you can see, merong parang office na scene, merong sa streets, merong sa bahay. Ang context ng aking kwento ay merong isang karakter na si Mona at niregaluhan siya ng kanyang lola. So, dahil birthday ni Mona, pipiliin ko itong scene na to sa loob ng bahay. Balik tayo sa scenes. And kuha tayo nitong parang mga pa-confetti. Ayun! Pwede ko bang baguhin ng kulay nitong mga cartoon icons ko na ito? Definitely yes! So, explore natin paano ba magbago ng colors. Yan. Color ng outline. Pwede. Pwede natin yung gawin. Ngayon, ilagay na natin si Mona. Lagay natin si Mona. Balik tayo sa icons. At humanap tayo ng batang babae. So, ito si Mona. Rotate lang po natin. Pwede nyo rin po yung gawin. Headless pa siya ngayon, pero mamaya lalagyan natin siya ng ulo. Baguhin lang natin yung color. Heads. And faces. There. So, nakita nyo na pwede mo nang i-combine yung itsura. Tapos, itutugtong na lang natin siyang ganyan. Insert ulit tayo. Lagay lang tayo ng speech bubble. Turo lang natin kay Mona. Minda. Okay, so that's scene 1, and then you're going to create another scene, no? So, dahil this is just an example, rearrange lang natin ng kaunti yung ibang elements. Oh, malilimutin na talaga ako. Kaarawan nga pala ni Mona ngayon. Ayan. So, may conflict na agad. Ngayon, so yan, di natin tatapusin yung story. So, yun yung meron tayong na-discuss na so far, no? So, meron tayong icons, meron tayong text, meron tayong speech bubble. Now, another thing that you can add here is the transition. So, here, marami tayong options again, pero ang pipiliin natin ay ang page curl to mimic the flipping of the book. So, hanapin lang natin si page curl. Where are you? Ayan. Oops. And if you want to upgrade this even more, pwede ba tayo mag-add ng ating boses habang tayo ay nag-narrate? So, we can record our audio while we are telling the story. Para yung mga bata, if you will present this in front, you can just play the audio, or if you want to give a copy to your learners, meron silang papakinggan. So, halimbawa lang, magre-record po tayo. Ito ang paboritong araw ni Mona. Taon-taon, parati niyang inaabangan ang regalo sa kanya ni Lola. Ano kaya ang inihanda sa akin ni Lola Minda? O, diba? Yan. So, ito na po yung ating audio. At ito na po yung ating finished product. Yay! Okay, teachers, feel free to explore this one, and sana may makita akong mga digital storybooks na gawa po ninyo.
Moving on, we'll discuss OneDrive, which is perfect for compiling performance tasks and other schoolwork. This tool helps us keep everything organized and easily accessible.
Kapag tayo ay nangongolekta ng mga submission ng mga learners, kadalasan ay sinishare natin ng buong folder na meron tayo. At dahil buong folder ang sinishare natin, may mga pagkakataon na nabubura ng ibang learners ang gawa ng ibang learners, nakikita nila ang gawa ng iba, at ito yung mga bagay na gusto nating maiwasan. Ngayon, kung gusto natin na maging mas organized yung pag-collect natin or pag-compile natin ng mga submission ng mga bata, whether it's a performance task or any other schoolwork, pwede natin gamitin ang OneDrive file request, kung saan ang mga bata ay bibigyan lamang ng link kung saan nila i-upload yung kanilang gawa at hindi nila makikita ang submission ng kapwa nila learners. And it looks like this. So, halimbawa, meron tayong folder sa OneDrive. I-click lamang natin ang 3 dots at pipiliin natin ang file request. After that, maglalagay lang tayo ng brief instruction. For example, upload your PETA here. And then, pwede nating i-send ang link via email sa mga learners, or we can simply copy the link. After copying, then we send it out to our learners at pwede na nilang i-upload yung kanilang mga submissions. Like what I said, hindi nila makikita ang submissions ng iba at ganito ang kanila makikita sa kanilang point of view. Ikaw bilang owner ng folder na iyon, ikaw lamang ang makakakita ng lahat ng in-upload at sinubmit ng iyong mga learners.
In Microsoft Outlook, teachers can now easily sort their emails. With the help of particular rules, incoming emails can automatically be moved to specific folders based on criteria like sender, subject, or keywords. First step, teachers should click the settings icon on the upper right corner of the Outlook app. Then, click Mail under Settings. After that, choose Rules. Dapat i-make sure ng teachers na they choose the email address they want to organize. After doing so, dapat i-click ang Add New Rule. For this example, I will name this rule as Learner and or Parent Concerns. The second step is to add a condition. In this case, I will add a condition which is Subject Includes. Kailangan kong mag-assign kung ano yung keywords na magiging part ng automation. Examples ay concern and concerns. So what result do I want to get if an incoming email subject includes words like concern or concerns? We will proceed with the third step, which is add an action. Sa ating example, gusto ko na kapag naka-receive ako ng email with the subject that includes concern or concerns, it will automatically be moved to a specific folder, which is learner or parent concerns, which I created beforehand. Then, kailangan i-click ng teacher yung Run Rule Now to enable this particular rule. Lastly, click Save. To check if nag-work yung rule na ginawa natin, I will send an email to myself and add a subject with the word concern. After sending the email, let's see if na-move ba automatically to the learner or parent concern folder yung email with the subject including the word concern. Makikita natin na napunta sa specific folder yung ating email using the rule involving keywords. Another feature of Outlook lets teachers generate automatic email replies. This can be useful especially during outside work hours or during vacation. Once again, teachers must click the settings icon, then select automatic replies on their screen. Kailangan piliin ng teachers yung email address na gustong gawa ng automatic replies. Kailangan ding i-enable yung automatic replies on feature. Then, tick the box saying send replies only during a period of time. In this case, isi-set natin yung automatic replies during the holidays starting from December 21, 2024 to January 1, 2025. Pwede rin nating i-adjust yung time kung kailan magiging available yung automatic replies. Then, pwede tayong mag-add ng message that comes with the automatic reply. For example, Happy Holidays! Thank you for reaching out. I'm currently out of office for the holidays. Please know that emails won't be replied to immediately. I'll be back on January 2, 2025. Thank you so much. The last step is to click Save.
Finally, we'll explore learning accelerators which include Reading Progress, Reading Coach, and Speaker Coach. These tools are designed to enhance our students' learning and development.
Filipinos are all over the globe, and it's that English language proficiency give them the advantage to be employed globally. Microsoft Reading Progress can help develop their reading proficiency for them to be able to compete for jobs globally and locally.
Our learners are second language learners in English. So with the help of Reading Progress tool, they were able to explore how to speak the language well. When we speak of the world of employment nowadays, it is a must for a student, for an applicant rather, to speak well. And actually, that is one of the benefits we were able to get from this reading tool. And with that, our students are very much thankful.
As they become fluent in the English language and in reading, and eventually they will be able to develop the higher level like discourse, vocabularies, pronunciation. It will pave the way for them to be employed.
Paano ba tayo gagawa ng reading assignment gamit ang reading progress sa loob ng Microsoft Teams? Ang pinakauna po talaga natin na dapat gawin ay gumawa muna tayo ng mga teams that will correspond to our classes. Ibig sabihin, magke-create tayo ng team at papangalanan natin yon ayon sa pangalan ng ating mga klase. So, paano ba natin yon gagawin? Una, syempre dapat kayo ay naka-login sa inyong DepEd provided Microsoft account. In this case, ang gamit ko po ay ang aking DepEd Trainer account. And better, kung kayo po ay gagamit ng Teams sa inyong Teams app. But for the sake of this demo, I'm just using the web or the browser version of Teams. Okay, so from here, click Join or Create Team and choose this one, Create a Team. We have here 4 options, but because we want to create classes, let's click the class type. Ano ba ang pangalan ng ating klase? Halimbawa, English for masigasig. Okay? We can also put description dito sa ating team. Pwede nating ilagay, this group is exclusive to grade 4 masigasig students. O kayo po ang bahala kung ano man pong description ang gusto nyong ilagay. Pwede rin pong Tagalog ang inyong description. This group is exclusive to grade 4 masigasig students. Okay, I'm happy with that. Next, it's now creating the team. Ang susunod na step ay ang pag-add ng ating mga estudyante. Ngayon, for this demo, meron lamang po akong 4 na estudyante. Add lang po muna natin yung ating mga students. Kapag na-add na po natin lahat ng ating mga estudyante, click Add. At ayan, ibig sabihin po niyan ay member na sila ng English for masigasig na team. Dito naman po kung meron kayong assistant teachers or you want your coordinators to also oversee yung inyong teams or classes, pwede nyo rin pong i-add yung kanilang email. But for this demo, wala po akong ibang i-add. It's just me as the teacher. Close. Ayan. At pagkatapos natin siya i-close, makikita nyo na nakagawa na tayo ng ating team for our English for masigasig class. You can customize this team by changing or adding your class avatar. Ayan. Actually, pwede nyo pa rin po ulit baguhin yung pangalan ng inyong team, kung ano po yung gusto nyong ilagay. Meron dito mga readily available avatars na pwede nyo pong piliin o gamitin. Depende sa kung ano yung gusto nyo o kung ano man po yung klase na inyong hinahawakan. Since this is English, siguro pipili ako ng avatar na medyo related sa aking subject. So, let's choose this one. Click Update. Ayan, successfully na natin na napalitan ng ating class avatar. If you wish to add more students, click the 3 dots over here, add member, at i-type nyo lamang po ulit ang email ng inyong estudyante na gusto nyong idagdag. If you wish to send the team link to your students, pwede rin natin yan gawin. Click 3 dots again at piliin lamang po natin ang Get Link to Team. I-copy at saka po natin i-paste sa ating mga group chats or iba pang platform. Also, aside from sharing the link to your students, pwede rin kayo mag-generate ng unique code na i-encode ng iyong mga estudyante to join this class. How to do that? Click the 3 dots again, Manage Team, go to Settings, and go to Team Code. Click Team Code. Click Generate, and voila! Meron na po kayong unique code, unique team code na pwede nyo pong i-share sa inyong mga estudyante. Click Copy at i-paste nyo na po sa inyong mga group chats. Isa sa mahalagang bagay na dapat nating tandaan kapag tayo ay gagawa ng klase sa loob ng Microsoft Teams, dapat ang mga estudyante na ating ia-add ay meron ding DepEd provided Microsoft email. Otherwise, hindi po sila maa-add as a member at guest lamang po sila. Kapag po sila ay guest lamang, hindi po nila ma-access yung assignments and other features na meron sa loob ng Microsoft Teams. Another frequently asked question, Teacher Jelly, ilan po ba ang capacity ng isang team sa loob ng Microsoft Teams? Ang isang team o klase po ay may maximum number of 300 members, including the teacher. Ibig sabihin, pwede ka pong magkaroon ng 299 students sa loob lamang ng isang klase o isang team. I doubt kung meron po kayong isang klase na 100 plus, no? Sana po wala. Sana wala. Kasi masyado naman siguro mahirap yung i-handle on your part. But I believe sa ating mga eskwelahan, meron tayong 30 to, let's say, 60 students sa isang klase, and enough na enough yung ating capacity to handle that number. Ngayon, if you have multiple classes, again, kung meron po kayong multiple classes, you just have to create different teams and pangalanan po ninyo iyon ayon sa pangalan ng inyong classes. Just like what we have done here. So, that's how you create a class within Microsoft Teams. Ang susunod na po natin gagawin ay paano ba tayo gagawa ng reading assignment gamit ang reading progress sa loob ng Microsoft Teams. Dahil alam na natin kung paano gumawa ng classes or teams, ngayon naman, let's proceed to the creation of reading assignments gamit ang reading progress. Again, i-click po natin itong English for masigasig na klase. After clicking that, ito po ay makikita natin by default. Dahil nga po, bago pa lang itong ating klase, wala pa siyang kalaman-laman. Over here, may different tabs po tayo, and I'd like you to click the Assignments tab. Once again, it's empty. And ngayon pa lamang po tayo gagawa ng assignment. Click Create. Choose Assignment. Ngayon, maglalagay po tayo ng title ng ating reading assignment. Halimbawa lamang po, ang title ng aking assignment ay Reading activity quarter 4 week 1. Tapos maglalagay po tayo dito ng instruction. Halimbawa, read the text carefully. You have 3 attempts before submitting your recording. Halimbawa, ito po yung ating instruction. Kung may additional reminders po kayo, ilagay nyo lamang po dyan. Alright, this is the very important part. Para malagay natin yung ating reading progress assignment dito sa attach, click po natin ito. At piliin natin ang reading progress. Again, sa baba ng ating instructions may attach na icon at text. I-click natin yan at piliin ang reading progress. There you go. We have 2 options. First, we can choose from the materials available sa ating sample library. Tingnan natin ano-ano yung makikita nating text dito. Let's click. Ayan. So, this sample library is in collaboration and partnership with ReadWorks. So, lahat po ng mga text dito ay copyright free at pwedeng-pwede nyong gamitin anytime. Meron tayong text for different grade levels from kindergarten to grade 6 and secondary. Right now, ito pa lamang po yung mga text na meron tayo. Okay, so let's try sa kindergarten. We have this text. Let's preview. Ayan, makikita natin yung number of words. Yung etong 300L, ito po yung Lexile level niya. The Lexile level is indicating the difficulty of the text. Parang ganun. Let's try pang grade 3. Ayan, ito yung ating text preview. Ayan. So, before nyo po ibigay yung text sa mga bata, syempre, i-check nyo po muna yung text kung okay ba yung mga words or yung level of difficulty ay angkop ba sa group of students na inyong bibigyan ng text. Okay. Feel free to browse this entire library on your own time kapag ine-explore nyo na po yung inyong themes at reading progress. Let's close this for now. At try din natin itong import Word or PDF. Ibig sabihin, kung meron po kayong mga text that you got from the internet or you got from your module na recommended ng inyong school, you can also use that. So, pag click po natin yung import Word or PDF, pwede kayong pumili sa inyong OneDrive, sa inyong Teams, class notebook, or upload from this device. Halimbawa lamang po. Tapos, piliin nyo na po yung inyong text na gagamitin.
Aside from browsing through the sample library and uploading Word or PDF files, isa sa options na pwede natin gawin para magkaroon ng reading materials na i-assign sa learners, we can click Generate Custom Passage. In generating custom passage, pwede tayong mamili kung anong topic ng reading material, the length of the text or the number of words, the language to be used, and the challenging words na gusto nating ma-include sa text. After that, we can click Generate Passage. Kapag na-generate na, we can also adjust the complexity of the text based on the level of our learners. Pag satisfied na tayo, we can click Use Passage. Pag nakapag-generate na tayo ng text, pwede na tayong mag-add or generate ng comprehension questions using AI. Automatic na rin ma-check kung tama yung sagot ng learners dun sa questions given that they're multiple choice type of questions. At the same time, pwede pa rin nating i-modify yung questions since we follow principles when constructing comprehension questions. We can adjust the order of the text, starting from those that develop the lower order thinking skills to higher order thinking skills.
But for this demo, I would like to choose a text from the sample library. I'll choose this one kasi ito yung maikli. And select. Once done selecting yung text, makita po natin dito sa ating right side yung different settings. Very important settings before we publish yung ating reading assignment. The number of attempts is the number of times you are allowing your students to record their text. So, halimbawa, kindik natin yung 3, ibig sabihin meron silang 3 tsansa para mag-record ng kanilang assignment. Halimbawa, sa unang try, hindi sila masaya o nakita nila na meron silang maling word na nabasa, pwede ulit silang mag-record. Hanggang 3 beses naman po. Kapag na-reach nyo na yung number of attempts na sinet mo as the teacher, halimbawa 3, pangatlo niya na, kailangan niya lang isend yung kanyang recording. Next naman, time limit. Kung gusto po nating lagyan ng time limit, pwede rin natin yung gawin. But for this demo, I'll put no time limit. Pronunciation sensitivity. Ayan, pwede nating iset as less sensitive, default, or more sensitive. But for now, let's stick with default. And this one is very important. Probably right now you have a question in your mind. Pwede po ba na gamitin nila yung kanilang Teams app sa kanilang Android device, sa kanilang mga cellphone? Yes. If you know that a lot of your students don't have computers or laptop at cellphone lang yung kanilang ginagamit, I highly suggest that you toggle off this require video. Bakit? Dahil sa mobile na reading progress, wala po tayong video option as of the moment. Okay, so I'm happy with the settings. I'll click next. Ayan. There you go. We have a few more options here. Halimbawa, itong assign to. So, I'm assigning it to all of the students in English for Masigasig. You can click edit. And you have here 2 options. Pwedeng don't assign to students added to this class in the future. Halimbawa, may mga late enrollees or may mga batang biglang nalipat sa section na ito. So, kung ayaw nyo na ma-add sa assignments ng future students nyo itong assignment na ito, yun yung inyong piliin. Pero kung gusto nyo naman at kailangan na masagutan pa rin nila ito kahit na sila ay late nang nakasali sa inyong klase, ay i-click nyo ito. Okay? Done. Here, kanino ba natin gustong ibigay yung mga klase? Sa all students ba ng for Masigasig? Or sa individual students? Or sa group of students? Halimbawa, meron tayong estudyante na kanyang level of reading fluency ay mataas na mataas, malayong-malayo sa majority ng iyong class, and you want him or her to receive a different kind of text, a text that is more difficult para ma-match yung kanyang reading skills or reading fluency, you can choose individual student. Also, kung hindi lang siya nag-iisa at let's say 2 to 3 or 5 or 10 students na gano'n yung level of reading fluency, you can choose group of students. For now, I'll choose all students. Next naman, yung due date. Syempre, huwag natin kakalimutan. Ayan, pipiliin po natin yung date and time. Halimbawa, ma'am, gusto ko po na walang late submissions. Gusto ko pag hindi po sila nakapag-submit on this day, at this time, hindi na sila makakapag-submit. Pwede natin yung gawin by clicking this. Itong due date, ayan. So, pwede rin nating iset kung hanggang kailan lang sila pwedeng mag-submit. Halimbawa, gusto ko magsasubmit lang kayo hanggang May 4, 11:59. At kung kayo ay late, hindi kayo nag-submit ng May 4, 11:59, hindi kayo nakapag-submit within that period, hindi na kayo makakapag-submit ulit. Okay? Hindi na kayo makakapagpasa ng late submission. Okay. Assignments will post on Monday, May 2, and is due on Wednesday, May 4. Late turn-ins not allowed. I'm happy with all of these. I'll click assign. Ayan, meron na po ako, as you can see, meron na po akong 2 assignment na nagawa. At makikita nyo dito sa bandang dulo ng bawat assignment na yan, makikita nyo kung ilan na ba ang nagpasa. Because I only have 4 students in this class, makikita nyo, isa pa lang ang nagpapasa out of the 4 students. Pag click natin yan, mas makikita pa natin yung detalye. pangalan ng estudyante, at status ng kanilang assignment. Nakita nyo na si Rosemary at si RV ay na-view na nila yung assignment. Si Christian naman, na-view niya na at na-turn in, ibig sabihin nagpasa na siya ng kanyang assignment. At lastly, si Christine naman ay hindi pa niya na-view at hindi pa siya nakakapag-turn in. Ngayon naman, tingnan natin ano yung mga data na makikita natin kapag nag-turn in na o kapag nag-submit na ng reading assignment yung ating students. So, for this demo, meron tayong 4 na estudyante at si Christian ay nag-turn in na o nagpasa na ng kanyang reading assignment. Let's click this. At dito makikita natin yung kanyang recording, yung kanyang details, pangalan niya, pati na rin yung ating summary report. Sa summary report, we will see the correct words per minute, the accuracy rate, and the errors committed by the students. Ano-ano yung mga errors na automatically na-detect ng AI ng reading progress? Una, yung mispronunciation, insertion, self-correction, omission, and repetition. Okay, tingnan nga natin kung tama ba yung mga na-mark na words based sa recording ng ating student. Let's see. Let's listen to it.
What is big and bright? What gives earth its light? The sun. The sun is the star that is closest to earth. It is a ball of fire and gas. It gives earth heat and light. Living things need heat and light. What would earth be like without the sun?
As you can see, meron tayong dalawang mispronunciation na na-mark ng ating auto-detect system at isang repetition. Pakinggan nga natin ulit kung na-mispronounce ba ni Christian yung salitang earth. Sige, paano ba tayo babalik doon without having to play everything from the start? What you can do is to select the word, click the word, and select jump to word. Or, kung gusto nyo naman, magsimula kayo sa umpisa ng sentence, click this, and then jump to word.
What gives earth its light? The sun.
Okay, so makita natin na mali nga talaga yung pronunciation niya ng salitang earth. Ang sabi niya earth, and that is already counted as one mispronunciation. Tingnan naman natin to. Bakit kaya siya minark as repetition?
It is a ball of fire and gas.
Ayan, nakita natin na inulit ni Student Christian yung pagbigkas ng salitang it.
It gives earth heat and light.
Ayan, and once again, mali na naman yung kanyang pronunciation ng salitang earth. Through the use of reading progress, we can save time because the auto-detect feature will help us assess and mark errors in pronunciation, insertion, self-correction, omission, and repetition. Once again, I would like to emphasize na hindi naman natin gustong i-highlight yung pagkakamali ng mga bata. Rather, we would want to see saang mga salita ba sila nahihirapan so that we can intervene as the teacher. I would like to reiterate that the reading progress is just a tool for you teachers. You still have the power to control, to develop, and to help your students reach their utmost potential, reach the reading fluency level that you would want them to have. So dahil ito ay tool lamang po, kapag nakita natin na ang students natin ay maraming mispronounced words or majority ng ating mga estudyante ay nahihirapan sa isang certain na salita, that's the time we do activities to intervene and to help our students improve further. What I want you to do as the teacher is to also check from time to time kung tama ba ang markings ng mga salita. So, halimbawa lamang, hindi na mark ng ating system itong earth as mispronounced word. So, halimbawa, ganito sa lumabas, no? Tapos, pag play natin, mali pala ang pronunciation ng earth. So, what we can do is to manually mark the word. How to do it? Just click the word again, and then piliin natin yung error, mispronunciation. Okay? Siguro may mga times din na mamamark siya as mali, pero tama naman talaga yung pronunciation. So what you can do is click the word again and select correct.
Use analytics and insights to view students' reading progress data and inform your teaching. In Teams, select your class. Select Insights, then Reading Progress from the dashboard. From here, you can view data on the whole class's performance. Scroll down to view whole class data on average words per minute, accuracy rate, and challenging words. To view individual students' data, type a student's name in the Search Student box. See trends and get an in-depth view of Ethan's reading performance. Hover over any data point to see more. To view performance at a specific reading level, select All Reading Levels and choose an option. View the different data sets, such as average accuracy rate. You can narrow your date range. Hover over words in the challenging words section to see how many students missed that word. You can compile those words and create a challenge assignment. Set your parameters, then select Next. And when ready, select Assign.
Para ma-access ng learners ng Reading Coach, they can visit coach.microsoft.com. Here's what the learners will see when they successfully log in using their M365 account. One of the things na pwedeng gawin ng learners ay ang pag-create ng story through the help of AI. When co-creating stories, pwedeng mamili ang learners ng characters na magiging part ng text. If you notice, there are still locked characters na magagamit lang ng learners depending on how frequent they use the Reading Coach. For our story, I am choosing the bear as the main character. Pwede ring mamili ang learners ng setting ng kanilang reading text. In this example, the setting is an island. The learners can also select the reading level of the text that they will create. Kapag level 1, ang text ay maiksi lamang at gumagamit ng simple words. Level 2 is longer than the first one, but still makes use of simple words. Mas mahaba na yung text sa level 3 at gumagamit ng more challenging words. Ganon din para sa level 6 and 8. For our example, gagamit lang tayo ng level 1. Then, we can click Choose Level 1. Bago mag-proceed, the learners must make sure that they allow the use of microphone since gagamitin nila yon while reading. Then, they can start reading. Once lived a little bear called Bella. Bella went for a closer look. Pagtapos na magbasa si learner, i-click niya yung stop reading. After the first chapter, pwedeng mamili ang learners what happens next in the story. Is it Bella's mysterious discovery or Bella's journey into the unknown? For our story, we will choose Bella's journey into the unknown. Then, AI will help create the next chapter. Before we read the second chapter, let me also share with you that learners can make adjustments to the text based on their preferences. Pwede nilang i-adjust yung text size if they want it smaller or bigger. Pwede rin silang mamili ng font style. At the same time, they can choose the theme or background color based on what they like. Pwedeng parang night mode, bright colored background, and they have lots of options to choose from. Through the help of Reading Coach, pwedeng ma-familiarize ang learners sa ating parts of speech. When the buttons are toggled on, nagkakaroon ng color coding. The ones in purple are nouns. The red ones are verb. And the green one is an adjective. Lastly, reading preference allows the learners to adjust the line focus if they want to reduce visual clutter. Nakakatulong to para mas makapag-focus ang learners as they read. The learners can also check how they perform by clicking See Result. As you can see, may isa pang chapter na kailangang basahin ng learners para sa Bella's Island Adventure. Mamamonitor din nila yung kanilang pronunciation accuracy, the time they spent in reading, and the number of minutes that they need to spend to get the next reading reward. The learners are also provided with a list of words that they still need to practice. They can keep reading or practice those words again. Isa pang option na meron sa Reading Coach ay ang read a passage from our library. From the library, they can choose a passage depending on the level that they want. Makikita ng learners yung lexile level or difficulty level of the text, the genre, and the number of words included. Aside from the first two options, may choice din ang learners to read the passage that they have created on their own. Halimbawa, gusto nilang magsulat at magbasa ng text titled, How I Spent My Summer Vacation. Ita-type lang nila sa space yung text nila. The learners can also track their progress by clicking on Achievements. Makikita nila how many minutes they spent in reading, the reading sessions they accomplished, their current accuracy rate, and the number of correct words per minute. That's it for Reading Coach. I hope that you introduce this AI-powered tool to your learners.
Communication, persuasion, and presentation skills are frequently listed in the top 10 skills employers highly value. Learners must therefore practice presentation skills to be ready for the workforce. Yet, presentations frequently cause learners anxiety, and most educators don't feel they have the time to dedicate to learners' practice presentations or to provide them personalized feedback that can improve their confidence. Speaker Progress is a learning accelerator that educators can use to solve these challenges. Speaker Progress helps educators develop confident presenters with tools that provide real-time coaching and help reduce learner anxiety. Speaker Progress uses artificial intelligence to provide learners real-time feedback on their delivery, content, and audience engagement. Speaker Progress tracks learners' results over time to help educators identify opportunities for growth. To create a Speaker Progress assignment, select the Assignments app in your class team and then select Create. Select Learning Accelerators and then Speaker Progress. Or you can select New Assignment. When you select New Assignment, enter a title and a description for the assignment. Select Learning Accelerators and choose Speaker Progress. The first time you use Speaker Progress, a welcome message explains what it does and how it can help you and your learners. Customize the assignment by changing the rehearsal title and selecting the language. Set the number of attempts and the time limit for each attempt. Decide if learners must use video and if they can view their AI-generated rehearsal report before grading. To create a Speaker Progress assignment, you must select the feedback types you want learners to receive for their rehearsal. When you select a specific type, a coaching card populates, describing the type of coaching learners will receive. As you add more feedback types, the coaching cards are added to the left. You can also use Select All to add all feedback types. When you are finished, select Next to finalize the assignment with a due date and time, classes and learners, and a rubric if you have one. Then schedule a time to post the assignment or select Assign Now.
That wraps up our session on Microsoft Productivity Tools for Teachers. I hope you find this session insightful and I hope you feel excited to apply all of your learnings in your teaching. Thank you for joining us today.